Welcome back to the America 2.0 vlog, where we dive deeper into the ideas driving Marcus Sykes' presidential campaign. In today's episode, we're tackling a big question. What is a direct democracy? Join us as we explore this transformative concept, how it differs from our current system, and why Marcus believes it's the key to a fairer, more empowered America. Get ready to learn about the future of governance and how you can play a role in shaping it. Let's get started.
Yeah. Marcus Sykes. Today we are talking about the direct democracy. For those of y'all who don't understand or know what a direct democracy is in this vlog, we are going to break it down to every single piece of this understanding, to the point where after this video, you will understand what a direct democracy is. You will understand not only what a direct democracy is, but you will understand that now is the time to implement a direct democracy. Now is the time to upgrade into a direct democracy. Now, the reason it is now is the time that we should upgrade into a direct democracy is because we now have the technology to upgrade ourselves into a direct democracy. The technology used to upgrade us into a direct democracy is the cell phone, the social media websites. It is cameras, television, information. It is social media. It is everything that we have today, along with artificial intelligence. It is all of this technology which has come together to this point where it creates the ability for us to have a direct democracy. It creates the essence of a direct democracy. When we put all of these pieces together and add it into our democracy of how we are governing ourselves today, this technology is the output of the representative democracy that we live under. Because when we do the math, we see the main patents and information that has went into creating the modernized world that we live in today. We see that the crevice of the foundation of all this information has come from the United States, has come from the people who are free, has come from the individuals, the people who are individualized. These people who are individualized, operating in the notion of freedom and equality, are thinking free and are creating things that are the result of them thinking freely. A kingdom, a pyramid, all of these things represent a stagnation to human growth and development. What we have right here in the United States today is human growth and development at its highest potential for this era of thinking, for the era of thinking of the master-slave setup. We are operating under a representative government that is a master-slave setup. The slave-master setup is confirmed through the representative government. The representative government is here because you are voting for people to speak on your behalf. And the reason this was what we had to do when the United States was created. The reason we had to do that is because we did not have the proper technology. We did not have cell phones. We did not have computers, artificial intelligence. We had nothing. This was a very primitive time. So freedom could only exist as a direct democracy. But today, we have the platform of all the technology and everything we have today. And that puts us at a platform where we can communicate how we feel directly. Each and every single individual person and citizen within the United States can say exactly how they feel. And this is the point of a democracy, to calculate the votes and to make a decision. It is a simple algorithm about counting votes to make a decision. This is an old, archaic way, the way we are operating today under representative democracy and paperwork. This is an old, archaic way of doing this, of calculating the vote. Now, we know through the wisdom of the crowd, studies and information by scientists have found that the wisdom of the crowd is likely right. In other words, should slavery be illegal or legal? If we did a vote and we allowed the slaves to vote, then it would be the consensus that slavery has to stop. And it would have stopped a lot sooner than it did. This is an evolution when you have a direct democracy. This is an evolution of decision making that makes sense from the higher standpoint of every single person that is voting. Because this is the consensus. This is what everybody is thinking, in a sense. So this is a voice that is bigger than just my voice or your voice. This is the voice of God. This is our consensus. This is we, the people who live in the United States today, deciding what tomorrow will be. Now, we have created a civilization that gives us an ability to pinpoint every issue that we have today. But we cannot pinpoint the consensus, which is the most valuable information when making a decision for the future. To understand the consensus is to understand the best interpretation of the future. So therefore, a direct democracy is what's needed. Now, let's jump into how a direct democracy, America 2.0 works. Let's understand why America 2.0 is actually the code for a direct democracy. Because this code is not based on what is tangible or financially easy for us to do. No, this is based on what we got to do and the best way to do it. Now, the best way to do it is to vote for me in this campaign in 2024 so that I can dictate that it happen. Now, that is the fastest way to get it done. That's the fastest way to get it started, is to actually decide to do it. And your vote for me is a decision to do it. Now, that is the implementation of the idea. But still, what is a direct democracy? And how does this direct democracy accomplish how is this the codified code, the certified upgrade? Well, the reason why is because, first of all, it operates not as a complete and total overhaul of the government itself. It acts as a renovation of the government that we have today. So 90% of things do not need to be changed. We are simply adding 2 new checks to the system. And this is the complication of the whole operation. We are creating 1 check, which is the consensus, that is the voice of the people. And that represents literally the core of the direct democracy, because it gives us the power to decide by the truth. So this system has to be something, basically a mobile device. A mobile device we have in a direct democracy in America 2.0 called the government controller. That mobile device holds your account. That account has your tax information. That account is private. No person within the government, outside the government, no legal way to actually invade a person's account, because it is protected by privacy. By the law, is protected by privacy, so no one can enter a person's account. No officer within the government would do so because of this. Second, it is a blockchain system to stop any person from entering the system. Now, on this system, you as a citizen have the ability to vote on different things. So the direct democracy has an interface similar to that of Facebook, where when you are on this system, you looking at your feed, and your feed is based on the groups that you are associated with. So for example, the state of Texas, is
314-300-5452.
So, for example, the state of Texas is a group that you are a part, that I would be a part of. And therefore, things that are being passed in that group are affecting my tax money because I am a resident of Texas. Therefore, everything that I'm seeing, it has something to do with my tax money. Now, if I vote on it or for it, or I can comment on it, this will be calculated within the algorithm of will this law pass or will this law not pass? So will this affect my taxes or will it not affect my taxes? You are a part of groups, plenty of groups, and on this system, you can create a group yourself. Anyone can create a group because in this system, it operates based on the laws of the Constitution, which says we have the right to assemble. So on this interface, social media like government-based system, you can start a group for your neighborhood, for your section of the neighborhood, for the music you like to hear. For example, Hip Hop of America, which would likely encompass all of the people that believe in Hip Hop of America. Why? Because Hip Hop of America is basically Black Lives Matter, but it is friendly for all other races because black people want more than just black people to be in the group that represents them. Because why? These people are bringing in tax money when they make decisions. When the group decides on something, then your tax money is coming from that group. So what groups you are a part of represent the things that you support with your tax money. On this system, you can change a law. So for example, if in your state, you think that marijuana should be legalized, or even in the nation, if you think that marijuana should be legalized, then you can create an electronic petition with the help of a legal counsel that is perfect, which is the constitutional AI that will basically help you make a valid bill or a petition to offer to share with people. This petition will go around. You can share it publicly or privately because on this system, you have a private messenger, which again, no one can see that. But you can you can share your bill with people privately, and you can share it publicly. On the public side, when you share it, you're sharing it to the groups that are associated with the demographic that you are trying to reach. So, for example, the state of Texas, you would post that in the state of Texas, and all the residents of the state of Texas that see it can vote on it, comment on it anonymously. Now, there is already an algorithmic number that petition would have to pass before it could become a law. And once it's reached that amount of votes, then that bill has become that petition has become active in order to become a law. So now the consensus comes together to actually draft with the petitioner the final bill, which is then screened again by the constitutional AI to make sure that it's valid with all the laws of the land, including the Constitution. And if that's the case, then it becomes law, and you have just legalized marijuana in your state or within the nation. And you have also, on top of that, have gotten a large payment from the people for doing this, because this was work of some kind. So you got paid for doing this. Now, that's a very important part of America's 2.0's direct democracy, because you're incentivized as an individual to do things for all individuals, to do for yourself as an individual. This is an option of a way you can make money. So now you're incentivized to actually operate within the system. And now you're getting people's attention to vote on things that you think you can change or you think that would help. And everything you're doing is done in a way where it's mathematically making sense based on the information available. So if you're trying to get something done, it's worked out financially through the system of America 2.0. You're working with the artificial intelligence and the real information that's within the system that can be found in what's called the historical record, which is the truthful documentation of everything that's happening within the system. So, for example, if you needed to know how many black people live in the state of reside in the state of Texas, that exact number can be found on the system, based on the people who are actually on the system, because the system is still voluntary. But we can tell you definitively exactly how many black men are registered as residents in the state of Texas. And that is information you can use to draft your bills and create the changes that you need to make. The point of the system is to give you all the information you need to make the changes that need to be made. And then it gives you a way to share this information. It gives you the ability to reach people without ads or internet. Nothing like that is involved. This is an enclosed system where the people's government controllers are connected to satellites, and even in a situation of an apocalypse, the people through these government controllers can organize themselves and their money and elect officials and still operate underground if needed. This system is a safety security system in case of an apocalypse of some kind. It's based on a system that works just off of mobile devices. But this is the voice of the people, the direct democracy, which has the capacity to take place of the government. But this system is owned by the people, owned and held by the people in their hands. So we use this system to make decisions. We use this system to communicate the information of what the situation is and to make a decision on what to do about things that affect us. We have this power to operate domestically in America 2.0's direct democracy. In this way, we can pass laws. We can also pass laws. We can also impeach representatives. And in this way, this changes the system to better operate for it to self-maintain itself. The government self-maintains itself, and it evolves faster because any representative that the representatives are now not working for their constituents, they're working for the consensus directly, which is both Republicans and Democrats. Republicans and Democrats have to be, now you have to appeal to both of them in order to hold a position as a representative. Someone who is too bipartisan would likely not survive very long. In a system like this, we the people can decide overnight whether you continue to work within the government for the people, representing them, signing on their behalf, or whether someone else. America 2.0's direct democracy does this by electing me, and then I go into the White House and I dictate that it be done, and therefore it is done. Because this is the motion now of the entire government itself, is mainly the executive branch. I am the commander in chief, and I am pushing for this to be done. And therefore, it will be done in a shorter amount of time because we are going quickly from point A to point B. And the simple thing we have to do is create the direct democracy, which is the design of technology, which we have everything we need to design this technology. And what is this technology? It is simply algorithms, cell phones, and satellites. And we have a database, some kind of way to save data and information. But the voice of the people can operate even without the data, because this is a voting system that operates in your hand. This is a communication system where we all can decide and be totally self-aware pretty much every single person is aware of the same thing. In the same way that we become aware of memes and ideas today that don't really make too much of a difference. Today, we talk about things in the media, but this is not stuff that we can change or do anything about. We can support ideas, but we're not actually able to manipulate or do anything about anything. But abortion, on this system, the people of Texas can decide how they're going to operate under the abortion law. Now, based on the Constitution, a woman would likely have the right, automatically, in a direct democracy, to get an abortion. But the pro-life people can bring their money together and save a baby's life through the system. A group can be started called Pro-Lifers of the state of Texas. Now, pro-life and pro-choice is about 50-50. There's 14 million, there's 27 million, there's 28 million citizens, half of them taxpayers, that's 14 million. Divide that in half, that's 7 million people who are pro-life. Those people can start a group, and that group can use tax money to manipulate the system of abortions. And the basic idea is they can elect to pay $1 to save a baby's life. That would be $7 million to that mother, or $7 million to that baby. And then the baby is paying for surrogate mothers and others to take care of it. But why would we need to do 70 million? We can do 1/7 of that, 1/7 of a cent. 1/7 of a dollar. We can pay that and in taxes and to save one life. Now, this is mathematically making sense for us to just do a system that allows us to do this, because automatically we are starting to do things like this based on how we feel our tax money should be spent. 1/7 of a dollar is all you have to spend out of your taxes to save one baby's life. Then with $1, you can save 7 babies' lives. This will be a lot more productive than boycotting abortion clinics. I think this would make a change. I think this would serve to answer the problem of the people who are seeking to get an abortion. Now, even in this system, there will be people taking advantage of it. But the safeguards could easily be put in place so that this only applies to the situations where it's needed. But this is a choice that the people can do. This is not what people are told they have to do by a representative. This is what the people have voted to do with their tax money. So if this goes wrong and they get extorted for millions, then that is their decision and that is their loss. But really, we both know that this system would not lose. This system would only gain. Both parties, both the Democrats and the Republicans, both pro-lifers and pro-choicers, will have their way. They can pay to help abortions, and these others can pay to save the lives of kids that are being aborted. This is the point of a direct democracy. It just gives you, the people, we the people, it gives us a chance to have an idea and to act up on it. It gives us a chance to solve our own problems when we find a solution within ourselves. And a solution would only appeal to the consensus of us, whatever the demographic is. So as you can see, it manages itself through the privacy of the vote, through the anonymous vote that is secure. We can perfectly make decisions for ourselves as citizens of the United States. We wouldn't need a president to figure all this out. So the fact that I'm figuring this out, I am acting as a citizen operating in a direct democracy. Mentally, I am not acting as the president. I am pushing to become the president in this act, but I am explaining to you why, as a part of my campaign, why we need to upgrade into a direct democracy. Because this is ultimately how we have upgraded ourselves. This is a system that our kids would benefit from more than the system of how we're living today, which is a representative government. The reason this system is not working, and we all feel that it is not working, and we all know that there's something better, is because it is time for the direct democracy to be implemented. This is the prophesized change. This is the practical upgrade that everyone knew was coming. Same thing as robots. Everyone knew it was coming. We all know that what is coming. The prophecies are all becoming true. So Marcus Sykes, Black Jesus, the Antichrist, is here right now, explaining to you and explaining to everyone who sees this campaign and sees this vlog to understand the direct democracy is the upgrade. And this is what you need to vote for. And to vote for that, you must vote for me in 2024. The direct democracy gives everyone a voice. It allows us all to say how we feel about how we're living today. It's going to upgrade the way that you live and I live. It's going to upgrade and make it and evolve it faster. Our lives are going to evolve faster. We're going to upgrade faster and more accurately as we move forward through the revolutions of time. This changes our future completely. And this is changing the United States and making it more equal. Because this is what a direct democracy does. It equalizes you with the president through the consensus. Because with the consensus, you can do anything the president can do domestically. And my name is Marcus Sykes, aka Black Jesus the Antichrist. And I'm putting this out here for people to see and understand. And I'm running for president 2024. And I am the most important man right now today.